In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to create a vintage movie title text effect with the help of Photoshop's 3D tools. This style of classic film title is reminiscent of old black and white movies from the 20s, 30s and 40s. The artwork I'll be creating for this tutorial is based on the fictional movie title, The Phantom. Most of the hard work is done by Photoshop's 3D functionality. Just some configuration of the settings is all that's required to produce the three-dimensional effects and the chamfered text face, along with low-key lighting and shading. Begin by creating a canvas at your chosen dimensions. I'm working with a document of 3000 by 2000 pixels. Change the colour selector to a dark grey, such as 181818. Then use the Alt and Backspace shortcut to fill the background layer. To create a vignette effect, go to Filter and Camera Raw Filter. Usually this tool would be used to edit photographs, but there's one setting under Effects that allows you to easily apply a vignette around the edges. Use the Type tool to lay out your chosen film title. I'm using a font named House of Cards from the Adobe font library. Activate it via the link in the description. Separate text elements are used for each word. This could always be done in one single text element, but using multiple text layers allows for more complex layouts that might incorporate warped effects. To add warp effects, highlight the text and choose the warped text icon in the top toolbar. Choose an appropriate effect from the drop-down menu and adjust the sizing. When your movie title is ready, select the first text element and go to 3D, New 3D Extrusion from selected layer. The interface will change to the 3D workspace and create a model out of the text. Switch back to the Layers panel and select the next text layer and create another 3D extrusion. Both text layers have been converted into separate 3D models, so select them both in the Layers panel and go to 3D Merge 3D Layers. This will combine the two separate models into one 3D scene. By default, the 3D text is stood upright against the ground plane, but we need the text to be laid on its back for this film title effect. Select each 3D object in the 3D panel, then navigate to the Coordinates section of the Properties panel. Change the X rotation value to 90 degrees. Click the small menu icon in the corner of the Properties panel, then choose Move Object to Ground Plane for each 3D word. This will ensure the models aren't floating in 3D space. Although we've rotated the 3D text, the default camera view is now looking at the models from the side. Activate the scene in the 3D panel, then select the 3D Rotate tool in the top toolbar. Click and drag to orbit the scene into position so that the face of the text is visible while looking at the text at a slight angle. If any text elements need moving back into place, select them in the 3D panel and use the X and Y arrows to adjust the position. While a model is selected, you can also adjust the extrusion amount from within the Properties panel. Remember to choose Move Object to Ground Plane after any adjustment. The Cap section of the Properties panel can be used to customize the 3D model further. Adjust the width to chamfer the front face, just like the old King Kong movie title. In the 3D panel, select the Infinite Light object. The interface will display a large icon that can be rotated to alter the direction of the light source. Click and drag the smaller end of the graphic to generate a long shadow by shining the light at an acute angle. With the Infinite Light still selected, alter the shadow softness under the Properties panel to blur the shadows. Back in the 3D panel, hold the Command key or Control key on Windows and select all the materials for each text object except for the front. Change the base colour in the Properties panel to a slightly darker shade. Click the Render icon at the bottom of the 3D panel to begin rendering the final 3D scene with full quality lighting and shadows. If the white front face of the text appears to be blown out a little too much, hit the Escape key, then choose Infinite Light in the 3D panel. Reduce the intensity and continue rendering. It can take a while for the full render to complete, so I prefer to allow the blue square to make a couple of passes before pressing the Escape key. The grainy result of an incomplete render actually adds to the vintage film effect. Switch back to the default Photoshop layout under the Window, Workspace, Essentials menu to clear the 3D tool panels. Add a levels adjustment layer, then clip the layer so it only applies to the text, not the background. Adjust the sliders by a couple of units to improve the contrast of the 3D text. Create a new layer, then go to Edit and Fill. Choose 50% grey. Set this layer's blending mode to Overlay, then go to Filter, Noise and Add Noise. Enter a value of between 10 to 20% to add some grain to the artwork. This grain effect can be softened slightly by applying a Gaussian blur with a tiny value of around 0.5 pixels. As a finishing touch, download my free pack of film dust textures from Spoon Graphics. Open up one of the textures in Photoshop, then copy and paste it into the main document. Scale the texture to size with the Command and T shortcut, then set the blending mode to screen to make the black background invisible, leaving just the white dust speckles. Adjust the opacity of the texture layer to reduce its prominence. Several layers of film dust could be overlaid to add more vintage texturing to the artwork. The final result replicates the style of old film titles perfectly, with 3-dimensional text effects and grainy textures. Photoshop's 3D tools did a great job of producing realistic lighting effects with natural looking shadows, which would be difficult to create manually. Follow these same steps but with different fonts, text styles and 3D scene layouts. You can create a whole range of different movie title effects. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned any new tips and tricks, a thumbs up on the video would be really appreciated. Stick around for more of my content by subscribing to the channel, and be sure to join my mailing list at Spoon Graphics to download all my free design resources. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.